Gemini, what's happening? Thanks for joining me, guys. In this video, 3-card tarot for the sign of Gemini. I'm using Tarot in Wonderland, by the way, which is this amazing. This isn't like I'm just showing you the deck. It's amazing, amazing deck. This is absolutely love using it. It goes off into Wonderland a fair bit, you know, and some say, oh, it's not serious enough. You know, you should have like the Rider-Waite or the Ancient Tarot of Marseille. Which good luck to you if you can learn to read that in less than a lifetime. But no, you know, the human mind is given to a certain amount of fantasy. It's a true thing. It's natural. We're supposed to kind of not use that kind of imagination, that intuition, that creativity, because really we're supposed to only really spend our time working for other people whose ideas are somehow more fitting with the world of finance or something. I don't know. I really don't know. A bit of politics there, but I'm sure we're looking at an awful lot more than that because this goes so much deeper. Okay, so I'm now asking for 3 cards, please, for the sign of Gemini for early June 2019. 3 cards, please, for the sign of Gemini in early June 2019. 3 cards, please, for Gemini. Okay. Right. Okay. Now then, we have got, to begin with, a really good card in terms of transformation and things beginning to move forward. And actually things which have been moving forward for quite a while already, I should think. This is number 2. It's the High Priestess. It shows that we're actually off on the journey here, and Alice is kind of she's climbed up to the window, but she's being allowed in because she has learned enough to have, basically in spiritual terms, the shift which is coming along, which is going to change things. It's a very powerful feeling there. The chess piece is bigger than her, but somehow she's going to tackle it because it's full of love, this. I don't know how well you can see it, but we've got lots of kind of love heart tarts on the curtains in the background here. And, you know, the Queen here is actually going to let her in. That's the thing, because if you look at her, the Queen really is her as a grown-up. So, you know, it's about being in your rightful place. It's about being transformed as well, which is going to mean allowing things to transform. But basically, things are going to change. I would often say that was a Kundalini shift coming. Now, fluid energy, guys, it applies itself to different people in different ways. Different people will attribute different meanings to that. And that's fine. That's what online tarot is about, because so many people watch these. You know, it's really impossible to pin it down to something that's going to mean everything to everybody. Of course it is. But, you know, I'm not saying take this with a pinch of salt. Not at all. I mean, this is the real deal as far as I'm concerned. I'm very careful to make it so. Anyway, I'm going to ask now for some more for that card, the High Priestess for the sign of Gemini. Tell me some more about that, please. Okay. Here we go. And we've got the 8 of Wands. Oh, yes, this is it. Things are going to move very fast flowing, and a certain amount of worry about change is coming in around this. So this is what's going to make all this transformation rather difficult. And we'll come here, I can't pick it up. We have got a purple healing colour here, you know, all over this card actually. It appears everywhere, and some nice pinks of the higher heart chakra as well. So lots of positive things indicated. But, you know, she's not quite in the window yet, is she? And that's where we're at, Gemini, really, I feel, at this moment, because this is the beginning of the reading. We're not quite there yet. And we've really got to trust, okay? Because what we've got here, these are meant to represent playing cards. And you can read playing cards, by the way. It works. Give it a try. If you've been a card reader for a long time, but you've never tried to read playing cards, give it a go. It's astonishing how good they are, considering the general lack of images on them. Anyway, these are meant to be playing cards that are being played with. Just the general, not exactly a gamble, but you know, the risk-taking of life that we all have to deal with and do. There's actually a lot of higher heart chakra in the clouds here, though, so it's looking positive. And the thing is, although these playing cards could represent a bit of a gamble, that's just what's going on in our own minds, Gemini, okay? Concerned that things might not go as well as we think. But actually, these cards are all kind of only showing the back. So none of the meanings of these cards are showing at all. They're just coming through fast. They're coming through furious. You know, just don't try and stop it, basically. Okay, because that is the only risk with the High Priestess. You know, there's a definite feeling of vulnerability about Alice here, but it's a feeling she has. Actually, things are getting moving for Alice, and actually things are going to be getting moving for you as well, Gemini, I feel. So we come on to the next card. Now, it is actually 2 cards before the High Priestess in the Major Arcana. Now, the Major Arcana, of course, is much more to do with you than general influences and things. So we've talked about where we're at the moment, Gemini. This is the first beginnings of the first steps forward, and because it's the Fool, it really is about first steps. It you know, in a very big way. She is being warned a little bit by the Cheshire Cat here. Not quite like the traditional Rider-Waite image where a dog is trying to bite the guy to show them he's got to be more careful than he's being. She could do with being more careful than she's being in many ways, but we've already seen that this shift is coming and is not to be feared. So I'm going to ask for another card, please, for some more clarity on the Fool there that we got for Gemini in this reading for early June 2019. Okay, a little more for Gemini, please. Tell me more about the Fool for Gemini. Okay, and what we've got is the Knight of Cups. Right, so discernment, I would say, is what this is about. Look at the Knight of Cups there. Very, very discerning kind of character. He is creative, and he shows that creativity is around. And this being minor arcana is more likely to be influences, maybe even people coming into your life. Maybe just one person, maybe people. It's different for everybody, guys. Fluid energy, I'm always saying it because it takes up a bit more of the video and gets me up towards my 13 minutes that I try to do, because 13 is lucky, but they say, you know, it's only lucky for some. I've found it's a very, very lucky thing for me, okay, because it's an odd number as much as anything. You always get more progress with an odd number. You can always understand more things with an odd number. With an even number, things can balance so well, and that's beautiful, you know. What do we want if not balance? But sometimes, you know, it just doesn't get us anywhere. So this card is... it's all about creativity, it's all about imagination, but don't deny those things to yourself. It is really worth going for it and really worth putting the effort into it. Okay, so we've got the Fool's Journey here, and it just looks like the wisdom that comes in with the Fool is all a bit kind of out there, you know, all in the mind, all out there in the air. Now, everything that's all in the mind has a basis in reality, you know. The human mind is a real thing. People say it isn't a real thing because they want to draw us away from actually believing in what goes through our minds and make us just kind of watch the media, listen to the radio, the news, whatever, but take in the established view of things, which frankly is not much help to anybody. So don't deny that imagination, friends. As you're setting off on the Fool's Journey, as you're concerned about it, there will be support there, okay? But it's in a very creative way. That is really positive, but we are looking at a change in ways of thinking there, which suggests to me that the Kundalini shift almost that comes in with the High Priestess there is, you know, it's going to be starting a journey. It's not going to be a straightforward journey, but it is a journey that's going to stretch you. That's the thing. Okay. Third card that came out of this reading for Gemini in early June of 2019 is this one. It's the Seven of Cups, okay? And that just adds so much more to the idea of using the creative imagination, because that is what this card is really all about. It's funny, I just said most of that for the last card, and I really do see that in the Knight of Cups. Very easily misunderstood, though, the Knight of Cups. That's the difference here. This is really much, much more positive, and this is saying go for it. And this is the third card in a 3-card tarot spread. So this is really where we're looking at being around about mid-June, maybe, because this is an early June reading. I'll do one every week. That's the idea. And, you know, if I can upload them, that is. And I do apologise for all the uploads I've missed. That is just YouTube life at the moment, because I live far out in the countryside. Although I have friends in Miami who say they have a worse internet connection than me, so it's not just living out in the country. Anyway, it's Seven of Cups, okay? Don't let anything block that creative imagination. Really don't. Okay, now I'm going to ask for more clarity, a little bit more detail. I'm going to say, tell me more, please, about the Seven of Cups for the sign of Gemini in early June of 2019. Tell me a little bit more, please, about the Seven of Cups for Gemini. And this is early June 2019. A little bit more, please, about the Seven of Cups drawn in this reading for the sign of Gemini for early June 2019. What we got? Ah, right, the Ace of Wands reversed. Now, this is a brilliant card, no less brilliant because of the fact that it's reversed, okay? This card is about opportunity. It's about transformation again. So now we're looking at opportunities for transformation. And because it's upside down, I'm going to say what we've got here is don't worry about it, okay? We have seen the Knight of Cups coming in. There's a lot of help to be had there. He's a true friend. He's not really a leader, though, so things are going to take time. And it's not going to look as if he's going to be able to do a lot to help. Well, just detach from that, guys, because he is a really good friend. I see that strongly in the Knight of Cups there. This opportunity, this is light. Just turn it the right way up a minute. This is light coming in a big way. Really quite a blessed time and a time of beginnings as well. So we're really probably looking at a new idea. We're certainly looking at beginnings. I would say it's a new idea though. It's simply upside down because it's not something you're going to be able to kind of rush ahead and do. But it is going to play into this one because it's more significance for this one, the Seven of Cups. The creative imagination, the need to actually go for it and get engaged in situations. Maybe even get your hands dirty a bit, really get stuck in there. Don't just be passive and leave it. But that is the kind of everyday life situation. That is the everyday life way that we have to deal about this magic that comes down from the heavens. Because this is the point of grounding, you see, in spiritual work. And we want to protect ourselves as well, of course. But as we ground, as we become more and more aware of our connection to the earth, and we are actually all made out of this earth when you think about it, friends. You know, everything that's in our bodies is something that kind of came from this earth. It's what our parents ate before they conceived us. It all really comes down to this earth, you know, and all the spiritual goings on that we're able to tune into. I'm sure stretch way beyond this world. I'm sure stretch all over the universe because they are not physically limited at all. None of these influences know any real physical limitation in themselves. But we have to draw them down and make them real, somehow practical, because we live in this world. That's what this is all about. And so in terms of that practicality, the Ace of Wands reversed there is telling me just don't be rushing off, you know, to get things done immediately because this is a slow process. There's a great rush of transformation, certainly because of the Eight of Wands, okay? But you can be passive to a certain extent, okay? More will come as you go through June. Things will get moving. Help will be there when you need it, yeah? That's the bottom line. There'll be a friend to turn to. That's what matters. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one there. Gemini, thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you have. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey. Have a good one, Gemini. Peace.